We are recording now. Thanks, Megan, for joining in. I know a few more ladies will probably pop on, but obviously I shared the graphic that you sent to me about a 6-star push with pretty much the ladies here. And I put this open really to anybody that was like Emerald and above who I knew was actively adding coaches to let them know. And as I share with you, I basically put out a bonus opportunity for our ladies since we can't do a retreat this year. But obviously, I've shared that your retreat is still something that, you know, they could qualify for. It's the same thing, like lock in Diamond by 8/27, hold for 6 weeks. And then for the retreat, there's a couple of Success Club calls, 4 months out of April through September. So Megan is going to share some of her wisdom with us. And I know she looked at my drill down to see where you guys are. So this is taking a little bit of her time, and she's not really my sponsoring coach. So I really appreciate it.
No, you're welcome. And yeah, I was taking some time to look at everybody. It's amazing how, I mean, I hope you guys know how close you are. Like it's really, really cool to see. And I think I want to start off first by saying, like, I just want you guys to understand that elite and, you know, 5, 6-star diamond, all those things, even though it looks good for Sarah, this is always so awkward to talk about, awkward to say. It's a big deal as a team. Like, and I can say that because I've been elite, I've been top 10, I've been all the really shiny object type of things in Beachbody, and then I've been not elite. And it made a huge difference in momentum. It made a huge difference in the way my coaches were building. So, you know, that's really Sarah paving the way for you guys, because that's where you're going next, you know? And there's just something about being an elite team when you go to the events and in the Team Beachbody community. It's like you have this title that you can take to, I used to do it with my coach, Lindsay, you know, when she was really into this. There was a time where she was gunning it for top 10 too. And that was like, I was right there in the boat with her because I was one of her diamonds and I was putting it out there. And, you know, it was like this excitement that I got to share with my followers and, you know, everyone that was watching me, that I was a part of something really special in Team Beachbody. And they didn't know exactly what it was, but because I exuded that energy, they knew they wanted to be a part of it. You know what I mean? And so, like, I just want you to understand it's a big, big deal. You know, there's incentives and, you know, special things that Beachbody does do for elite. And as an elite team, you get to be a part of a lot of it. So, you know, just know that it's not just Sarah's goal, it's Sarah's goal for the team. And you guys are so close. It's not even funny, really. Like, what I love about, I don't know if you guys saw the video I posted last night, like in lieu of our team call. It was a push to Emerald, but I really think it applies to every, especially the Emerald and Diamond level. You know, becoming an Emerald means that you are helping your sponsor become Diamond. Becoming a Diamond means you're helping your sponsor become Star Diamond. And that's like a big, you know, you're a very valuable piece in that. And like I said before, that's setting the way, you know, paving the way for you to grow your team to Diamond, Star Diamond, so on and so forth. So, so how do we get there? This is something I was kind of struggling with before I got on the call. I'm like, you know, I'm having a hard time really laying this out because I think sometimes we get in our heads that Diamond is like this really gargantuan, like unreachable goal, and it really is not. It's not. And I think sometimes we don't do enough of sharing with our loved ones or like people we talk to a lot. I mean, for me, I still struggle with that. I have 2 neighbors next door that I've known for 14 years, and I don't know why I haven't signed them up yet. And in fact, maybe after this call, I'll go over there, because that's where my husband is right now. Maybe I'll go over there and sign them up. But like, we have so many people in our immediate circle that are willing to support us. And I was thinking about it, and I'm like, that those are the people we probably need to sign up first, because those are our like security makers. You know what I mean? Like, we sign our husband, we sign our mom, we need to sign our BFFs. Like, we need everyone that is going to support us to sign up. And why don't we just tell them that? Like, why is that so hard to say, I'm starting this new adventure or endeavor. I really want people to run with me in doing this. Like, why don't you guys come on board? And if anything, if you don't want to run a business, I could really, really use your support. Like, I think that's it. Like, it's simple. It really is simple. And we just overthink and we get it in our head that, inviting is scary and diamond is unreachable. But honestly, every single one of you could be diamond. I would push it and say tomorrow, but within the next few days. If you really think about it, if you really think about everybody now, like immediate and arm's reach, they support you, right? So why don't we reach out? Hold on. I knew I was going to get interrupted. What's up, bud? Okay, I need to talk to my friends, okay? And you got stuff all over your face. Go wash your face. 1, 2. He winked at y'all. I don't know if you saw that. I love how the mama strategy, you say 1 and they run away. Okay, anyways, what was I saying? But yeah, I think like we don't think about that enough, like people that are in our immediate circle. So that's step number 1. I think I just want to get you guys, thinking about who is going to run with you to help reach this big goal that your team has. Number 2, I think maybe, I don't know, I kind of want to open it up and see where you guys are struggling. Because maybe it's social media, maybe, I don't know, maybe there's like a disconnect or misunderstanding on how to build or where you should build. But is there anyone that like wants to kind of jump in and tell me like where you're stuck? I kind of want to start there. I do better that way. I wish I could come up with like this, take it to church speech, but I'm more of a problem solver.
Well, I know, like,
I believe in you guys.
Yeah, so Stacey and I have talked about this a lot because she's obviously like, in qualification for 1 star now. She'll have 2 weeks left after tomorrow. And I think it's just like the thing that she and I talk a lot about is like creating consistent momentum, because it's like 1 month momentum, the next month, like, and then maybe next month there'll be momentum again. And so it's like, when you are pushing to diamond, you have to have everybody active and all your stars aligned at the same time. But when you're like this, it's the inactive game of like just putting the puzzle pieces in. So I feel like for her and I, that's probably like our struggle. I know Jen has been like kind of more of an active coach working on herself, and just now like had the mental shift like a month ago saying, I'm going to do this. Like I'm building, I'm going to add my husband, I'm going to add my sister. So I feel like for her, it's like now her momentum is kicking in. And then Amanda, I feel like she probably would say her biggest issue is sending out share carts and people don't complete them. And they just sit. So I feel like we all kind of have like a few different struggles.
Yeah. I think my biggest issue is inviting people to join.
Yeah.
I don't know why I still have that block. I think it's because I get so many no's that it just, and I know it's fine. I mean, I know I got to keep going, but
yeah. What are you doing to expand your network? Are you on Instagram?
No, I'm on Instagram, and I did one of the power hours last week. I'm on vacation this week with my family, so I haven't done power hours this week. We're in Edisto, and
Understandable.
I did a networking one last week, and I don't know if I'm not. I feel like I don't know if I feel like I can't find the right people to invite, other than people I know personally, but like other people I don't know. That it's just, I guess, reaching out to people that are new in my network, or I don't know.
It's awkward.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was talking to my new coaches about this, and I think this goes for any coach at every level. Like starting conversations every day will take that awkwardness out of it when you get to the invite later on. And so if we can make it a goal, put it on our daily activity list, not just inviting, but I think the business activity tracker says like 5 new connections or whatever. First thing in the morning I do is get on Instagram and I start doing the follow game, and I do the commenting and do the liking and all that stuff, adding people to my network. Then I make sure, sometimes people will comment back, and I find that as an invite to send them a DM, and I just pick up on the conversation in the DM. And I don't care if it's, about clothes or skincare or, what kids, whatever it is. I just keep the conversation going. And then I take those conversations, move them to my little spreadsheet, and make a note next to everybody's name on where we kind of left off in the conversation, and rank order them that way. So people that are interested in fitness ask me something about fitness. We got to that side of the conversation, I move toward the top of the list, because they take first priority. I know that they're wanting to get somewhere, or maybe the stars aligned and we immediately started talking about fitness goals right off the bat. But everyone else, I kind of make a note where we are in the conversation so I can go back and keep the conversations going and add to the list when more conversations start happening. So by doing that, I know that seems like a lot of work, and it is. Like, this is work. And I mean, it's also a really amazing opportunity that can happen where we can stay at home and do all these really incredible things. But that is the work side of this. That and running challenge groups. I'm like, okay, Megan, just eat the frog. Just get in there and eat the frog. Just starting these conversations that seem like they're getting nowhere until, a week from now when I post about my challenge group, so-and-so pops up and says, hey, I just saw your post. Can you tell me more about that? Or I can go back to that conversation and say, I don't know if you saw my recent post or my recent stories, but I'm running a challenge group, or I'm doing a opportunity call. I've just really had a great time connecting with you this past week. Wanted to see if this be something you'd be interested in, or somebody would be interested in. And I feel like because you have had a conversation with this person, and you've talked about like real life things, and you're not even trying to sell anything, it's okay. Like, you have permission to ask that, because we're all on social media to be social, and it's not a big scary thing, so I think that's where coaches, like, it's hard to say, okay, so how am I going to do this without being that salesy, copy paste network marketer? And the way to do it is, to consistently have a running list of conversations going. Like, I try to add 5 new ones every day. And sometimes they run stale, they don't get anywhere, and it's like, okay, this is not working. And sometimes you do have to move into the invite, asking about fitness goals, which we're lucky we're, part of putting our content out there is showing that we're in health and fitness. So that's a really easy in, so if you make this connection with the person, they obviously know you're into health and fitness. I don't feel like it's very awkward for you to say, do you share an interest in health and fitness? Do you mind me asking, are you working on any goals right now? Or, you know, one of my passions is health and fitness. Are you working on any goals right now? So I think a lot of it is, well, definitely, I know all of it's consistency, but also not overthinking, and letting yourself just easily move into this conversation. And I think, you know, coaches are constantly looking for scripts or ways to construct a conversation, but truth is, everybody's going to be different, you know? And so that's when you pour yourself a glass of wine and you relax and you just say, I'm going to go out there and I'm just going to talk to a bunch of people like I'm mingling at the bar. Or, you know, it's really no different. In fact, I think it's less scary. You know, so
I don't really think, Jen, that you tapped into your warm market much, because I think you see these people watching you and you think, well, they would say something if they were that interested. And you've got to keep going back to those people being like, thanks again for following along with me. Is this month a good month for you to start? Like, I'd love to have you, and have no shame about that. Be like, you've now watched me for a year. I'm showing up every day. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Because I think for you, you're thinking you have to go find new people. And I bet a lot of people that you could help are right in your circle.
yeah, for sure. For sure, for sure.
I think a lot of times for me, like with that, and I'm sure with a lot of us sometimes, it's almost like it's great to initially start with like a small cost startup, you know what I mean? But like almost like it's like you need to have like, you know, like when you spend a lot of money on something, you don't give up on it. Like you take care of it, you treasure it, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And I feel like sometimes it's like, sometimes we have a hard time, or I've had a hard time at times, like getting over that this can be full-time, this can bring in that full-time income. And even though like it didn't cost much to start this, like I need to treat it as like I put in like a huge loan to start this business up, and this is my baby and I need to take care of it and do all that I can to make sure it prospers, and, you know, and treat it as if like I need this for the income. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes any sense or sounds kind of crazy. But
It
I feel
does.
like a lot of times like that's sometimes what holds me back, is because like, I don't know, like it's just weird, even though like as much as I want it, or you know, or I'm having great momentum and doing amazing, it's like, you know, life gets in the way or something goes on and I'm like, well, you know,
Yeah.
it's just a hobby, or, you know, I don't know.
That's when you say, you know, that's when you have to like look at it different and say, okay, I spent $160 on my challenge pack. I'm going to take my $160 investment and turn this into, I don't know, how does $100,000 a year sound?
Yeah.
Or 200,000 or 400,000, you can turn it into that. And so I think, you know, instead of saying like, oh, you know, at least I get fitness out of this if I don't grow the business, say, no, I'm going to take $160 investment and turn it into a 6-figure income. I'm going to put it on a sticky note.
Look behind you. I'm sorry.
And I'm going to stick it in front of me, buddy. I can't pump these people up when you're coming in here like a spaceman.
Hey, but that makes me feel good, because that's a real struggle of mine. Like there's so much I want to do with this, and I would love to do with this, but
Wait, Abe,
with my kids,
let's take a picture with Abe real quick.
But
Put
you're,
your back on,
it's
bud.
Batman Spaceman.
You ready?
she's going to take a picture. Ready?
Ready?
Come over here next to me.
And go. Thanks, bud.
Okay, now
That's-
go
he
tell me
just-
stop. Okay, go outside with sissies and daddy, please. Please.
But yeah, that's where I just get so frustrated sometimes. It's like I have that momentum and things are going great, and then my kids just get in the way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's every day. You know what's hard? The hardest time for me is in the evening. That's usually when I do my social media posts, mostly because
I feel like
like-
I can't hear.
it takes me all day to think of one. And then I have the kids like, and husband is like, what's for dinner? And I'm like, I can't do it. But I squeeze it in. Somehow I do. But yeah, I think, you know, not only having the goal of being an elite team this year, but also having your personal goals. Like, you guys need to stick them up there, put them in front of your computer every day. What is your income goal? Because you will not make a consistent and sustainable income with this business until you are, I'm going to say 2-star diamond, because diamond lays the foundation, and, you know, you're going to start making some great income at diamond. I mean, I was making, you know, it goes very up and down at diamond. It's like $200, $700, $100, $600. And so, because you'll have the high volume and you'll start to see how your volume is working, because you're getting the working coaches and you're like, aha, okay. So if I have working coaches on my weak leg and also working coaches on my strong leg, because I need that for rank, you know, I see how this volume can grow. I need to recruit more working coaches. But when you get to 2-star, you get to open yourself again, and you get to run all of your retail commission through that business center. You get to grow that business center to diamond. And so that diamond counts toward your rank, and your income. Like, instead of going like this, it doesn't just go like this, it's up here and it goes like this. So just know that. And for the longest time, I was telling new coaches and emeralds, you know, like, build a diamond because you're going to start making money there. I'm going to set the expectation at 2-star, because diamond needs to be your foundation. And you'll see when you get to diamond, you become a leader. You know, you have these other coaches that you have to take under your wing, and you're teaching them how to go diamond, and you're teaching your new coaches how to go emerald. And that's where I also see a lot of coaches fall off the wagon, because they become scared of leadership for some reason. And it doesn't have to be scary. You need to look at it as, we're doing this, okay? Because your coaches are going to want that feeling too. This year and last year have been the most enjoyable years of my Beachbody business, because, like, for a long time I was really good at doing like Megan's business. And then I took a step back for 2 years, which I'll never do again. That was a really bad idea. Don't do that. And then when I came back, though, it was like I was in the trenches with, well, I still am, with my leaders. And it feels like a big hug, like, we're doing this, you know? And so it doesn't feel lonely. Like, I don't feel like I have to be a boss, because I'm not, you know? I'm a leader because I'm leading by example, but I'm also down in the trenches with my coaches. I have to hit the same goals that Sarah and Haley and Brooke, all those girls have to hit this year. You know, I'm not above, we're together, you know? So, you know, when you're growing as a leader, just think of that when it starts to become scary, because there will be a point where you're like, this is scary. Like, I feel like I'm putting a Jenga game together and it's falling down and I don't know what to do, but just accept it and, you know, run with your coaches. Buddy, I really need you to go outside, okay? I know you like to put on a show.
Like, there's multiple rooms in there. I mean, doors in there. You just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, there's that door, and that door. Go outside. I'm going to have to call Dad, okay? For them to come get you. Why? Because I have to do this, please. Just please. Come on.
Stacey and I were having that chat though last week, that leadership is lonely, but I think it's lonely when you're first building, and then once you like find your people that are building with you, it becomes fun. So it's like you have to embrace the really like sucky periods to get back to the fun periods. Like in the beginning, it's really fun because it's new. Then you're like, well, I really have to do this. All these people are falling in and out. And then it's like, oh, but I'm finding lifers here, like people that really want to do it with me. Now I'm excited again. And so it does go a little like that.
Yeah.
But I have to say, like, you know, I had a crappy year last year, but this year it feels a lot better because it's just like you kind of release the people that aren't showing up the way you expected them to show up. And then you start to look for new people again rather than getting hung up on those people, you know?
Yeah. I think it's just really important to like set expectations just so you know what's coming, you know how it's going to feel, you know what to build toward. You know, it's not just diamond, it's 2-star. Go.
No, and I feel like taking on leadership is what's helped me, even though I feel like I still have such a long ways to go. But when I finally like kind of took on my own leadership in a way, you know, like as much as hard as it was kind of to make my own challenge group with my own coaches and make my own message said with my coaches, it's like I've kind of stepped up my game a lot better. And that's like momentum started then. And my coaches were hit and miss right now. We're doing really, really good. And stuff. So I feel like,
Yeah.
as much as I love that we're going to be there for them, and Sarah's amazing always, you know, helping and saying, hey, you can do this challenge group with me. But I feel like sometimes telling them, hey, run your own group, even though it's tiny, like amount of people, like it makes you take on this new ownership of everything. And I feel like with a lot of people, like they just do a lot better, like, and they kind of hold it, like I was saying, like you hold it more as your treasure, and you got to do the stuff better.
Yeah, for sure. And we have a launch coming up. So this is a perfect time to start talking to people about getting in. Like there is no better time to start a coaching business than at the start of a launch of a program. Like that's prime time. So, you know, make sure you're telling people that, like people that you've talked to before that have told you no, like, hey, wanted to see if this was still on your radar. We have a new program coming out. Now is a great time to hop on board because, I mean, it just basically jump starts your business. Like new program means people are interested way more than they usually are. So,
yeah, I was going to say, like, the people that you sign up first that get you to Diamond are probably not going to be the people that keep you at Diamond, but if you keep adding coaches, it will keep your momentum going. So I would use the launch too to like really encourage people, sign up early, get the coach like benefits of this right now, and build your business up really, you know, fast if you can, and then take advantage of the like $100 bonuses that you can get for signing 5 coaches within 5 weeks, and you can hit Diamond really quickly. You probably are gonna have to keep filling spots to keep it, but you know, it's an easy time to do it too.
Yeah. And honestly, you guys, I mean, especially since you're running this year, sprinting, and I would love to see all of you at our retreat too. Present the opportunity to everybody, because coaching is for everybody. It really, really is. Like even the ones that don't want to run a business. Honestly, like my customers that get the best results are always discount coaches because they get a discount on the product. They're in the team page, they're in the community. They love the celebrity trainer pages or groups that they get to do when a program comes out. Like their accountability skyrockets, and you need to tell people that. Like, hey, you can be a customer, but if you really want to make a commitment, then you need to be a coach because you need to get the discount and you need to stay on Shakeology for at least 3 months because you're replacing a meal, and you need, you know, like things like that take time when you're on a nutrition plan. And you get the accountability and support of the community, like way more than you would as a customer. And explain to them, hey, the support and accountability is the missing piece to the puzzle when it comes to people getting results, because there are millions of Americans that go to the gym and get nowhere because there's no support. There's no accountability. No one's saying like, hey, Jim Bob, you did bicep curls yesterday and you're doing them again today. Probably not a good idea. You know what I mean? There's no structure unless you hire a trainer, and usually they're not really. I mean, you have to get a good trainer. So, just start thinking and, owning this. Like, we know it's the best thing ever. We just need to tell other people that, like we're doing them a disservice by not sharing what we have and what it can be for them. And, we just need to find out what is in it for them and tell them how, what we have can help them get there. And a lot of the time, these people that don't think they want to be a coach end up being like, Sarah's and Stacy's and Haley was a discount coach. Oh my gosh. So don't discount anybody. But should we look at some organizations? Let's see. Brittany's not here, right?
Right.
Hold on, let me start at the top. Okay, so Amanda is under Cynthia. I can't undo her, like it's so many levels deep for me because you're under Breen and then under Danielle.
Yeah.
It won't let me undo it.
Amanda should have like about 8 coaches right now. Her hubby is on flag and he's been an Emerald, but is no longer an Emerald. And then I think she's got like 6 to 7 active coaches. So she needs to get another Emerald and then build her hubby back up, or, get another business builder on the left-hand side.
I love how you say every letter in Emerald.
Emerald.
I'm like this country hit Emerald, and Sarah's like Emerald.
We're both from South Carolina.
Okay, you are. So what's up with that?
I don't know.
Wait, you're from upstate.
No, I'm
right? No. Okay. So maybe I am a true mountain mama.
Actually, everyone on this call is from South Carolina right now.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so does everyone understand, like, everyone understands how to build. You need 2 Emeralds to go diamond, 1 on each side, 8 active coaches, 4 on each leg. 2 of those have to be Emerald. Does anyone have any specific like questions? I mean, Sarah, I feel like you're better than I am at placement, but honestly, you guys, like, I'm looking, and a lot of you are within like a few coaches or a couple of Emeralds of being at diamond, of laying your foundation for your future 6-figure income. Like, that's exciting. And I know it seems frustrating and it seems like you're never gonna get there, but it really is a matter of like, who am I gonna reach out? What 10 people am I gonna reach out to today and, get them on board, because we're gonna hit a goal, like it really is. I want to say it's simple. It's simple. It really is. It is only because you're in control of, like how many people you're going to present this to.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the coaches in the downline are very similarly situated, where they have several active coaches, but they don't have the Emeralds that they're popping yet. And so Amanda she had her husband at Emerald last year, and then I think was going to add her mom, and her mom's been in and out of like wanting to sign up or not. But I feel like she's now getting some coaches that are like showing up regularly, so she should be able to get there within the month. Mm-hmm. I would say. But do you want to ask about like your share carts that are outstanding? I feel like every month we have the same conversation.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is, what the deal is with people. They get so excited and then they don't, it's like they don't want to pay for it. Like I don't really understand. And then you see that it's not really an income thing because they're, going to Disney World and buying, Coach purses. And I'm like, I don't know. I get frustrated, but I think I don't give up on people.
Yeah. Do you know their goal to begin with? I always throw it back at them.
Yeah.
I
Well, I do that, and I'll text them, and it's always like a girl the other day. Well, I have these 3 cats I have to take, and I'm like, to get fixed, and this, and I'm like, hey, $20. I'm at a Lifeline this month.
Yeah. I mean, I know, like some people.
And then I don't have coaches, and they're like, well, I really don't want to pay for Shakeology, and I send them videos, like I just. Like you said, do it for 3 months. And my mom has had strokes and stuff like that. So she's supposed to sign on like at the end of the month. I had her, what was it, 2 years ago she was on. She canceled out last year after the strokes, but she really needs to be back on Shakeology. She's on a bunch of medicine.
Yeah.
And then under her, I have a lot of older ladies that haven't signed up. And I think if they would go under her, it's because they look at me and they're like, well, I'm too old. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I mean, you're in 50s and 60s. I mean,
yeah. So is your mom gonna sign back up? Have you talked to her about it?
she is. She's
Okay.
they've had a lot of financial burdens and stuff.
Yeah. Gosh, yeah. The people that don't do the share cards and you're on them all the time, and they are responding from what it sounds like. So
They do.
at least
They'll say next month, and then I'll like write it down.
Yeah. Ask them this. Say, hey, I just sense a lot of hesitation. What is really holding you back?
Okay.
Like, because it's kind of like, well, maybe not the financial ones. Like, I don't know, the people that are coming up with excuses and you can clearly see, or you can say like, hey, I've just been thinking about it. We talked about, you were so excited to reach goal X, Y, and Z a few months ago, and I sent you this share cart, and I just hope you don't mind me asking, but can you talk to me about what's holding you back?
Yeah.
Because then I feel like they have the floor to be a little more honest.
Yeah.
And then you have an objection to battle through, like, let's
do something to your card.
Yeah, let's move forward in some way. And I think that's such I heard somebody like 5 years ago say that, what's holding you back question. And it's kind of like, oh, like, but not insulting, just kind of like, I want to know, like, I care about you.
Yeah.
What's wrong? Like, what's going on here?
And if you're actively coaching them and they're stuck, you'd ask them the same thing. Like, what's really going on? There's something else going on. So you can coach them before you sign them up, like show your value right away,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there does come a point where I feel like I do have to, show tough love or be somewhat stern, because you're running a business.
Mm-hmm.
People can't do that to you all the time. It's like, I mean, they're going to, and I loved Melissa's post today. I don't know if you guys saw that, where the girl like basically told her to F off like weeks ago, and then she came around months later or whatever and said like, hey, are you still doing that thing? Because I think I'm ready to work out now. And like Melissa was so nice, and she's like, hey, no problem. I'm just trucking along here. I'm here if you need me. And she could have said like, well, which she's a stronger woman than me. But I don't even know where I was going with that. But it's
like, don't be afraid to continue to ask. And I tell Amanda all the time, I'm like, At the beginning of every month, go back to your canceled people. Go back to your customers that have fallen off the wagon. Get them back in because they're the first ones that'll come back and sign up as a coach too.
That's who
Like,
I've been talking to this week.
they'll see the value, be like, yeah, I really do need that discount. Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah.
So I would always start there and then go to follow-ups next, which like, you know, I always say my coaching superpower is I'll follow up with people till they die. And like, that's why I think my Success Club numbers can be higher because I don't give up on people. And I feel like Jen, like you, I would every month, like, hey, you're watching my stories again. Next group starts this date. Is now a good time? And I do that without fail and honestly without shame because I'm just like, people come around, you know, like they ignore me for a year and they'll finally be like, tell me the deal, you know? And then they're ready because they're like, thanks for sticking with me. Or they say F off and I'm like, okay, fine, you know, whatever. But
That's why I say planting seeds because I've had people come, it's like it's a year, you know, and then they're like finally ready. But that's another thing. Like lately, I've had so many people following, and you send them messages, and then they just ghost you. But then they still follow you every single story, and like you, even if you don't like, if you're just saying hey or you know anything, they're just like,
Oh my gosh. I have people on my Facebook page. You know how you can get little badges for top fans? I have top fans that ghost me when I message them.
I don't get it. I don't know if they're scared or.
I mean, who knows? Who will ever know? But going back to what Sarah said, like your follow-up game, the fortune's in the follow-up. That's what they always say. I don't know who they is, but that's what I've always heard. On top of that, we can't depend on those people every month. Like, oh, I'll just go follow up them next month and they'll purchase. And that's where, in the beginning, where I talked about networking and adding to your network and starting those conversations, that's where those two things become gold. Because like it really is, I hate using the numbers game term, but it is like all your follow-ups, those are the people that are going to sign up over the course of a year, sometimes 3 years. And then at the same time, you have to be bringing in new people and making new connections. You know, whether they're at an arm's reach or they're strangers you've never talked to before on Instagram. Both of those things you have to be hustling in those two areas all the time. I mean, like,
and the more you do it, the less personally you take it when you get ghosted or when you don't get a response. Like, you know, if you spend your every day doing your power hour and you're messaging 20 people, you're going to forget the next day who the 20 that ignored you the day before are. That's why it's so important just to keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's kind of fun. I'm like, who can I invite today that's been ignoring me?
Yeah, I think like if you honestly, that's why I said pour a glass of wine and view it like a game. Like, this is a fun game. But you know, like how many people can I talk to today? You know, how many people are going to tell me no? I don't care.
That's why I love the big like power hours that Carrie posts up and participates in. They put me on a timer and I'm just like, how many can I get done? How many can I get done? Versus when I do it myself, I sit there and I overthink it.
Yeah.
Whereas when they're timing me or whatever, I feel like, okay, got to get it done. So today I did 2 because I was having so much fun with it.
I think we're going to start doing team. Did you see Laura's post about doing team power hours?
No, but I know Courtney does them with Rock Solid. And I think it's helpful too, because like, the one thing I like about the ones that Carrie posts is that every leader has a different style, whereas sometimes if we're all on the same team, you start to kind of hear the same things over and over. But the connections bit that you just mentioned, and Jen, I don't know if this is what you did. Amanda and I both did it yesterday. It's in the champions page. There's this one leader who is like, go follow 30 people. All right, now go scroll through your Instagram newsfeed and like 20 photos. All right, now go comment on 10. All right, now you go to like somebody else's page, like a, you know, influencer, and tag a bunch of friends. She's like, Instagram loves it when you use all their features. Now go share a post in your stories and tag a few people. And it was really cool because I was like, oh, I haven't really done that much. Like, I've gone and followed a bunch of people and commented, but I've not really drilled down to that extent. And it was really quick. So I feel like having some different like influence, you know, styles like that is really good too.
Yeah. Have you ever noticed those big influencers on Instagram always comment on each other's stuff?
Yeah.
Coaches
need to get better at that.
Yeah. So
Stacey and I have that talk a lot. We're like, don't just like my post if you're a coach on my team. You comment on my post if you're a coach.
I know. I should make like a mass message about that.
Do it so like I'm in Dress Up Buttercup's Facebook page, and she's like a fashion influencer. Every Friday she's like, share your Instagram handle below, go follow and love each other. And like if we did that more as a team, I think that would help too. Like, not that I want to go follow a bunch of coaches, but sometimes it's just like we don't know each other's handles on Instagram.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I think that that's really helpful, and they follow each other back, and then you'll get a little bit more like, boost right away.
I could just do like every other day, say like, I see it in the Peloton group a lot, like copy paste your Instagram page below and we'll like go show you some love.
Yeah.
That's such a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, I always post every Friday in Dress Up Buttercup. I put my like smaller Instagram page that I'm trying to grow.
Yeah.
And, like
when you comment, like if I comment on larger like celebrity pages and stuff, people, especially if it's a genuine comment, other people see that.
Yeah.
And you can get, followers that way, because people go in the comments all the time.
Yeah. I think honestly, the biggest struggle a lot of the coaches on our team say that they have is like, they feel like they run out of people to talk to. So that just leads me to believe that like the growth and the new connections part is really where more effort.
We're definitely not short on people.
Yeah.
The market is not saturated.
No, it really isn't. I think that some of it is like, Jen, I tell you, like, I think your warm market still hasn't really been tapped into. And Amanda, I probably could say the same thing about you, like, just because, people that you like have been friends with for a year on Facebook, maybe have never even seen a Facebook post of yours. So you could go back to those people. But I do feel like spending a little bit of time each day growing with cold market is necessary too.
Oh yeah. That's the first thing I do when I open my browser every morning. I get on Instagram on my computer because I think it's easier just to kind of see everything like that.
Yeah.
But I just keep going and going. And what's funny is, as I'm leaving the comments, I'll go back to my notifications and all those people are following me back and they're leaving comments, just as like, I'll do one for you, you do one for me kind of deal. But like 9 times out of 10, they follow me back.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to do it. Just got to do the work. I think that's the fun part.
I enjoy it. I like literally, I'm like, I know I should be doing my full-time job right now, but I'm going to spend an hour playing that for coaching to get in a good mood to go do my other job. And that's literally like, since the kids went back to school for quarantine, that's what I've been doing. And it makes me happier. I like it.
There you go.
Do you guys have any other questions? I know we're like really running out of time here.
You're fine.
No, the only other thing is polls. I have not been getting a lot on polls besides, have y'all, like, everything I get is, I don't respond because it's, you go and look and it's a marketing ploy or whatever.
Yeah, but I still invite everybody that's watching the story. So I don't really care what the poll says usually.
Yeah.
She told us yesterday to keep doing polls, like.
Yeah, but you need to put in some that are non-business related too. Like,
yeah,
did you get your workout in today? Like,
that's what I did yesterday.
Yeah, kind of stuff. More people will start to engage with you as you do businessy ones, I think.
Yeah.
I did the slider. Show me how much you love push-ups. And there's like, the slider's not even halfway. I'm like, well, they didn't lie, but I'll reach out to who doesn't like them or who does like them, ask them if they want to be challenged a little bit more. I mean, the possibilities are endless with the story features.
And if you go to like some influencer pages, occasionally they'll put like, I'm just trying to get to know my audience better. Like, are you here more for fitness or nutrition? Do you have kids or no kids? Like, are you, do you live in South, I don't know, whatever, like whatever you want to put, but you could do stuff like that to get, like Stacy did it on Cinco de Mayo about a bunch of Mexican food. Like, it doesn't have to be, people always respond about food,
Yeah.
You know what Brooke does with her team? She does, so she'll post in the team page and say, hey guys, I'm going to do a round of questions on my stories. Will you guys go in and ask the questions about coaching? Like,
yeah.
What do you
Like, I've done the questions once before and got like nothing back. And I'm like, well, this is feel
But our
silly.
team, yeah, you can ask your team
Yeah.
to ask questions about coaching so that you can post the question to see that it's legit, like somebody typed it in there, and then you can answer it. It's tricky, but
That's
Her
smart.
coaching posts are always really good too because they don't look like the stock photos that everybody else is using. Like hers are always very personal, I think. Brooks.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Megan.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
so much.
I just like, I'm excited for you guys. I mean, you're so close, and it would be such a huge, I mean, you're doing great things regardless. I would love to spend more time and get to know you better at our retreats, and all that good stuff. And hopefully, can I say anything about possibly in January?
Yeah, I've talked to them about that. Like,
Okay.
I think I basically asked everyone, do you prefer a bonus of $200 for hitting diamond, or do you prefer money towards a retreat? And I got kind of mixed responses. So I just said, you know what, we'll just make it a bonus because it's this year. And then we can do something separate for retreat. And Morgan and I actually were talking about it. And she was saying that like the Super 7 in Charleston is a really good one in January because like Doug will come, they'll do some of the top 10 awards because so many top 10 coaches are there. It would be a good weekend to do a retreat, and she might be interested in doing one too. But I have a feeling like with that, you know, you would come too, right?
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean, stay consistent always. Make sure you're doing the adding to the network, the conversations, and yeah, I mean, it's so close. So close. You know, one more thing, like, because you guys are within emeralds of advancing, I don't think there's anything wrong with, like, I have 2 girls right now that are really close to diamond. I message them every day. So make sure you're messaging your builders every day. I mean, just to like, you know, because we're building relationships with our potential customers, that needs to also happen with our coaches. That's something I've, you know, had to get better at and learn. Even now, like, I still struggle with it, but like, these are our people, you know, and when they feel, you know, important, like they are a big piece in this team building experience, then they're going to want to push with you. So, you know, I celebrate them constantly. So make sure you're celebrating all the little successes, especially for your new coaches that are pushing you. So, and that's it.
Question, like, and this may be so awful for me to ask, but sometimes, like, do you find out, like, if those coaches do not tell you that they've like signed somebody up, or they've, you know, done like bought or a challenge pack, or, you know, whatever helps that they've done, if they don't reach out and tell you, do you just, how do you, I'm still like, for some reason I just struggle seeing some of those things in the downline. Like, do you just look at their volume and then just go and look and be like, oh, well, it was 50, you know, it was $38, so they must have done this with them or whatever?
What do you mean?
Like, well, I have some coaches that, like, I guess, like, they don't come out and say like, hey, I signed up, you know, somebody with BOD, or, you know, and I guess maybe I should just ask them more often, like,
well,
like,
I mean,
how do you know what to celebrate them for?
Yeah. Are you saying like you're worried they're not doing anything with those customers? Like,
Well, no, like, just for me to celebrate their achievements or their little victories that they've done, like, how do you find out what they have done so I can celebrate them if they aren't coming to me and saying, hey, I just signed up this person with the challenge pack? Because sometimes I feel like it's hard to tell looking at their PV of what they've done. So do you just like reach out all the time and say, hey, what have you done?
you can definitely click on their orders, or wait, what is it?
I do like now that it does show like about what each coach has like ordered, but sometimes
if you do their drill down, you can see their success club numbers. Are you just saying you want to celebrate more than just challenge packs?
Yeah, for right now with some people, like with Stephanie Rogers, like, I mean, she said that today she signed up. Well, no, it was yesterday. She signed up a friend, and now he wants to be a coach. And like, you know, or like with Destiny, she's always signing a bunch of people up without challenge packs. Like, to be able to celebrate those things, like, how do you tell like what she's done to be like, hey, you know,
You have to-
Destiny
you
signed
have
up
to-
3 people with bod.
You have to log in as Jonathan to see his PS coaches, like what they
Yeah.
actually sell. Because as you can't see what their customers do. As him,
Yeah.
you can see what customers actually buy. And then you could like tag them in the ring the bell post and be like, see, you helped
Okay.
see your bod, like, you know, make sure you shout yourself out, or I don't, you know, something like that if you want.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to, it's going to get harder to keep track of stuff like that. I think that's really when you got to use your team page and your community to dig for information like that. Like the ring the bell, you could do an additional one for, you know, just any successes. Like maybe you have a new coach, ring the bell, where, you know, if they sold anything, they can ring it, you know.
You can do the ring the bell.
That's actually not a bad idea. A new coach.
But I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, those are other parts about leadership that gets a little scary. It's like, oh my gosh, there's so many things I could be doing, but
Yeah.
we have kids and all kinds of things.
And
But-
trying to do your own things. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
And I feel like
Or assign the task to one of your leaders.
when we recognize volume, nobody knows what it means. So that's why I kind of just quit doing it, you know? Like,
Yeah, I quit doing it too.
yeah.
I do the top recruiter, which I think is going really well. People seem to really like that. And Success Club, because those are the two business building,
Yeah.
you know, things you're going to see immediate results in your business with. So
Definitely. Awesome. Well,
Thanks,
thank you.
Megan. I know it's been an hour, so I appreciate it.
yeah, no problem. I love just chatting. But
Oh, there he is. Nope.